can we talk about Attack on Titan for a minute?
Yeah, they're finally.
No, I gotta say
doing
something to y'all because I got two people. I got one person in the left ear,
Are
and I
you
got
gonna
you
I told
in the
you
right
so?
ear. No, not I told you so. But this is what Attack on Titan has been, and that's why I'm like,
not true.
This is what
it started with, a wall being kicked in and Aaron's mother being eaten alive.
Where you got okay, but that's my argument. Okay, here's my argument: is that I will argue that Attack on Titan has been like this since season 1, where you have a whole bunch of nothing, and then one majorly cool or unexpected thing occurs that just hits so hard that you forget about all the shit you had to sit through to get to that
I don't think they're all like that, though.
This is what Attack on Titan does.
At least I'll say it like this: I don't think they all start like that. Like, I think this has been the longest a season has started without anything substantial happening. Like, I think if we compare all of the seasons to date, this season will have the most episodes have gone by before anything substantial happens story-wise.
But I just said, honestly, it's like nothing, then wall gets kicked in. Nothing.
Wait, the wall got kicked in the first episode. The beginning of the first episode.
Kicked in. But we're hitting major beats.
And then, like, episode 3, Aaron got eaten.
Aaron got eaten.
And then episode 4, Aaron turned into a Titan. And then episode 5, Aaron, like, got captured by so, like,
those are all the same moment.
But I'm just saying, like, this has been
after Aaron became the Titan. Then what? There's nothing until Annie shows up.
Right. That's true.
And then after Annie, what happens?
That was the end of the season.
There's nothing until the Beast Titan shows up.
That's not true.
Like, there's always been these prolonged moments of nothing in this show.
Yeah, but
they have been breadcrumbing the hell out of us.
There definitely are a lot of prolonged moments and a lot of slow moments, but my main issue is just how slow it starts to be, and to be the final season. You can't, like, if you're gonna, like, I would rather them start with something important, then slow down, then get back to something important. Right. Don't just start with nothing, because then I'm just like, well, I waited mad long for this, and I'm still waiting. Like,
well, see, it didn't feel like nothing for me, because I'm sitting there going, like, when I was texting you, I'm like, that is Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be Aaron, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm watching the whole time, quote unquote, nothing is happening.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert,
character.
If we didn't
already
say
that. Also, you can put that in editing, just right before.
We're good though.
But yeah, so I'm watching it going like, okay, nobody cares about these kids. Nobody cares about Reiner's inner turmoil. Right. But I'm like, I'm hyper focused on the background,
right?
Because I'm like, that's what this show does.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I was
puts
just
things
like
right
paying
under your nose.
To like, yeah, and it's like, so yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I also feel I understand why they feel like they need to build up this side, because we spent 3 seasons with the other side with Paradise people.
But
so it's like we need to at least.
I'll just say, can I say something to that? I think they did a good job in the previous seasons. Like, you didn't have to show me Rainer's entire life to get the point across to me that he probably feels very in turmoil about what he's doing. All of those scenes from the previous season where they're struggling with what they're doing with Aaron, and they're going back and forth on, oh, these are really our friends, but they're our enemies at the same. Like, all of that was plenty to get me to understand that, yeah, Rainer's life sucks. We get it. He's a human too, just like everybody else. He probably doesn't. He's just playing the cards he was dealt in life. They didn't need to spend all 5 of these episodes trying to drill that into me. Like, it's just rehashing what I already had in my head at this point. You know what I mean?
Well, I can say we can understand what it's like when you just say, okay, this is his mission. Yeah. Therefore, he has to carry out his mission. But I do think it's important, because a lot of people would just be like, well, they're all Eldians. Why wouldn't the Eldians just help the other Eldians? And it's like, because these kids have been raised in the mindset that being Eldian is being garbage.
I was about to say, do y'all know nothing about World War II history? It's literally the Nazis, and I said this last episode.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, like, there's nothing of this time period that people can actually relate to that kind of brainwashing in recent history.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I appreciate them. Like, I get, and that's why I have to keep saying, I get where you are coming from 100%. But I'm like, I do think it was needed to show that, like, this is still happening over there, regardless of what Reiner. And I appreciate knowing that on their way to Paradise, as younger kids, like, they lost somebody and they were ready to actually turn around.
Right.
But like Reiner was like, nah, we got it.
Reiner was the one that
can't turn around now.
Reiner was the one. I do like that detail.
So it's like
that he was the one.
So it made that moment. Yeah, it made that moment where he's crying in front of Eren much more meaningful, because he really does feel like he is the one that made this happen.
But I think
because he's the one that convinced Annie and Bertolt to actually go kick the wall.
At the same time, though, in the last episode, literally what they did was they just had Reiner confess, like, yo, I was the one that said, let's go forward. That's all that was necessary. Yeah. Why were the previous 4 like, let me ask you personally, did you need the previous 4 episodes to understand that Reiner is not a terrible person? He just got really bad luck in life. Like, did you need all 4 of those episodes to understand that?
No, but it was interesting to see what was going on between that little boy and Eren and Reiner. Because Reiner was pretty close, I would say, to that little boy, but he had no idea that little boy was visiting Eren regularly.
Right.
So I like to see the inner turmoil that's going on, because you've got too many things that they, like, Reiner. How does Reiner not know that Eren's there?
Same way,
and
we
it's
didn't.
Like, because he's caught up. Well, I'm saying he's caught up in his inner conflict with, like, passing this crap on to the next generation of kids, when he can clearly see that some of them even understand the dumbness of this. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, I'm going to end that by saying I agree with you, but I also understand what the storytellers are trying to do.
Do you think they're going to explain how Eren got there? Or did I already miss that?
I don't feel like they need to. Because he said, because he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm doing what you were doing.
Just living.
And I think that's the explanation right there.
He just wanted to live among the people.
Yeah, he infiltrated just like they did.
That's true. So I guess we just fill in the blanks there. Like, I guess they just sailed over, like, somehow got in. Like I just want to know how. Because I was wondering, he's their biggest enemy. I was wondering
if that blonde soldier was Armin. Did Armin get taller?
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt
it. I couldn't tell. Like, I couldn't tell if that was him or not. But yeah, I was just
he is the Colossal Titan now.
I appreciated it. Like, I could have done, maybe if I made any changes at all, I would have there's maybe one episode I would have taken out.
Which one?
The one that basically shows how crazy that little girl Gabby is.
Yeah. Where she's blowing up the
train.
I
can tell she's crazy without you showing me that she's willing to walk into open gunfire to prove her loyalty to a bunch of people that don't even think she's worth a life.
Exactly.
So yeah, like, I could have probably done without that episode.
Oh, and one more explanation I need. Why was Eren able to transform inside of a small, like, jail cell and blow up an entire building, but when they dropped the 2 Titans into the well, they were afraid to transform because it would crush them?
Oh, because wait, what was the first thing you said?
So, you know, the last part where Eren transforms and he basically destroys the room and the building he's in with his Titan form. How come when the 2, I forget their names, the Cart Titan and I think the Claw Titan or something like that, they drop them into a pitfall basically to keep them from transforming. And their explanation was if they transform, they would be crushed because there's not enough space in the well. But then we see Eren destroy an entire building when he transforms.
My logic was there was room for Eren to transform. Like, he's gonna explode up out of a building and the debris is gonna fall around him. They're in a well that's probably, number 1, in the ground, and number 2, probably solidly surrounded by stone.
Okay.
So they probably would have actually been crushed because there's nowhere for the stone and stuff to go to.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cause yeah, like, you figure he's bursting up and out from, like, a basement. Like, they were, like, in the ground.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And once you go down so far, it's like nothing but
You can't
bedrock.
bust through that.
So that's why I assume they can't bust through that. Yeah.
That's a smart trap then. That's a smart trap. Get two Titans out the game quickly.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna see what the Hammer Titan next episode though. That seems to be what they're teasing.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be cool.
The Warhammer.
Warhammer Titan. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, do you have anything else to say about that?
No,